I got it.
Okay,
Okay,
back to
knock a CPA.
yes.
I love questions for CPA. Go ahead.
All right, so back to the accounting question that I have on the earned income report on Sound Money Wallet.
Okay.
So Sound Money Wallet, you run the earned income report. It tells you how much you earn the income, right? How much you're getting paid. So you have the option of using the Sound Money Wallet to buy your event ticket or to pay for the autosaver or membership. So when the company issue you a 1099, what is that based on? Is it based on the earned income report, or is it based on what is going out to your bank that you transfer out?
It's based on what your 1099 earnings, your commission every week, your total, your gross. So if you'll look in your back office and you go, like you'll have links, dashboard, autosaver, you'll see one that says earnings.
Yes.
Just earning. Click on that. That's your 1099 right there. Okay.
Okay.
It's your weekly income. That's your 1099. Right. And then the Sound Money Wallet ledger, it's a general ledger is what it is. And that keeps track of every transaction in and out. And you can actually print that screen. That's your account. I mean, hey, they're taking business away from you because you don't have to do all my records are right there. I just print, capture screens, print, pull it all together, throw it into a spreadsheet, give it to the CPA, and say, okay, it's all categorized, all done. Now just fill out my tax return for me.
Okay, that confirms my understanding of the accounting treatment, that it is based on the earned income report.
Right.
Second question.
Yeah, your record, if you used your Sound Money Wallet, which I like to do, because just as a hint for everyone, even though I've been debt-free since, been debt-free since 1997. And that's a lot of years to be debt-free and spend a lot of money. But I have several credit cards. So I'll give y'all a hint when we're talking to a CPA. I have one credit card for my business trip expenses. Every time I travel, I use it. It's an American Express, so I can use it anywhere, any place. I don't have to let them know when I go out of country. And then I have another for business supplies or computer plans. I have, in other words, if you're going to categorize your expenses, I have a different credit card. Like I have a credit card for our gas and oil in our vehicles, and one credit card for one vehicle, one credit card for the other vehicle. And it keeps track, and I don't have to write anything down in terms of those things. I just have my statements, and we can reconcile our statement, do our closing monthly statements in our books every month. And then end of year taxes are pretty easy to do. You got all your totals, you got all your sums, your credit card does all your bookkeeping for you, and Sound Money Wallet does all my expenditures because it's on the Sound Money Wallet expenditure. So I use my Sound Money Wallet to make my event purchases and all that because it's my record, even though they send a receipt and you can print that out too. But
okay. Second question for you. Yeah. And I would love to speak to your CPA, is that when we buy the coin, right, there is a cost of the coin, and then we're paying a markup to the coin. Okay. So the coin is an asset. So is your CPA treating that coin that is the cost of it as an asset, and then take that difference as the expense? Because when you're selling those coins.
Well, I have about 9 CPAs in my business. So I'm going to tell you how, and 3 of them treat it different. Okay. For their client. So a lot of people in my group, a lot of people in Baton Rouge use one CPA, and then, and they're in our group and they're a regular group too. Got in the first night with George and Woodrow. Well, if you use this product, and you paid $105 for it, all $105 is going to be written off for one of each kind that you buy each month if you use it as a display product. Mm-hmm. So if you're displaying it like we do, we have big displays of our coins, one of each in our meeting, or that we bring out when we're meeting with people, and that 100% shipping total cost is written off as an expense. It's a display product. Okay, if I sell this product, that's different. When you sell this product, just to be kosher, what we do is we recapture what we wrote off, okay? Mm-hmm. And then it's up to us what our cost basis is, because there's really no reporting on this. So we determine ourselves what our markup or what our cost basis is and what we sell it for. Now, that's the way all the CPAs are doing. Now, for your other products that you buy, if you buy a product to make an active, let's say you need to be a copper. You only have 2 actives on your left and 1 active on your right, but you need to be a copper because you got 1,000 points, or you got 1,200 points on your pay side, and you're going to get a check. Well, you would not get that check if you didn't buy that coin. Mm. You follow that logic, don't you? Mm-hmm. So I have just about all the CPAs treat it with that logic. If I didn't buy that coin, then you can't tax me on that 1099 income. Mm-hmm. Because I wouldn't make that income unless I buy that coin. So that is like me paying a rent bill. There, we deduct the asset base and expense out the cost. Mm-hmm. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You asked the right question. What we do is that if we say the spot price of this silver coin, because that's all anybody non-familiar with this numismatic world, CPAs, accountants, IRS, they're totally blank about it. So if we block out the silver cost of that coin, mm-hmm. and we take 105, we subtract $30 from it, the expense portion is the 75. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The treatment is you look at the cost basis of the silver coin, that's your asset piece, and the difference is your expense. That's right. That's how I would treat the coins.
Well, we only do that on other coins we do, or extra coins that we're buying. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we do the same treatment. That's at least the way our CPAs are doing it. Okay. And most of mine are doing. And yeah. That gives you a lot of extra. You really make, this is really a no-brainer business. Nobody, if they're working in a W-2 job, mm-hmm. everything is bought for them. Everything's paid for. They actually get more tax dollars back mm-hmm. than their expenditures out, and they got wealth. Yes. To me, that is the most confusing thing to me, that people who don't even make average gross incomes in America don't jump on this like flies on honey when we explain that to them. Mm-hmm. I guess they are so afraid of their own shadows that they don't believe the facts. May as well get the same tax benefits big business gets, because GE's writing off more than that. I can guarantee you that. because I worked there.
So the numismatic value of the coin is not treated. It's just really the cost of the silver spot price at the time of you purchase then.
That's right.
Okay. That makes sense to me. Because to me, that's how I was thinking it. Okay, well, it's whatever the value spot that you're buying it of the silver, that's the asset. The other piece is the expense that you get to write off.
No, you're exactly right. And you got it down pat. And that's the way to do it too, because just think, if you get audited, that's the whole thing. And by the way, if any of y'all ever get an audit or, you let your CPA talk. You don't talk. And as much as I know and do, believe me, I do not talk. You let your CPA handle it. In fact, I don't even go anymore. I let him handle everything when I went through my audit and years ago. I mean, look, when my income jumped to $1 million a year from where I was, you best your bippy I got audited.
So I think my advice for people then is that they track the spot price every monthly so that they understand that is where, the data is, and they take whatever. Yeah.
What we do is, because we got that's why I give everybody kitco.com. Kitco.com plots it. You get the daily, you get the hourly, you can get the hourly price. I mean, they have historical plots on gold and silver for decades, decades and decades. So you can always get it. If you don't mark it down, you can go back and get it if you want when you're putting together. And
so
kitco.com.
How do you spell that?
KITCO.com.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm new to the industry, so I'm just like learning.
Hey, that's okay. You're going to be great. Most of our CPAs do real well. They come on a little slow, but they get there. They understand it. And they get a lot of extra customers because they get their team, and their team comes from their customers. Let's see, is Catherine and Tony on here tonight? They're in New Mexico, and they ran a tax and income service and stuff for years in New Mexico. And they're gold, they're a silver, and her husband in their business is a bronze, and they're selling their tax bill, and they're going full time in the 7K, and this is their 3rd year in it. And they're also moving from Albuquerque, New Mexico to either Arkansas, Tennessee, or let's say a more red state than where they're living at right now. So good questions. Thank you, Nan. I'm sure everybody learned something from that. I like to have the kind of questions because everyone learns. Anyone else? This is your chance for questions, because you're going to no training next week. No Thursday night training. We're going to be in Cancun. Okay.
I think there's a question in the chat from Ronald.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, so I think he's.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody have to keep me up on that, because I don't watch chat.
I agree. It's whatever is expense, as Bob treated. So if you're going to use it as part of your expense and display, that is fully tax deductible. I agree with that. Yeah.
That's exactly what I said too, is that if you're going to use, you can use one of each kind. In other words, you can't write off 2. If you got 2 Georgia coins, you can only write off 1. Okay.
Yeah. And then so here's the other flip side. So when you sell your coin, what you do is you need to capture the difference. So you got to expense the one that's been an asset, that coin that you treat it as your silver. Then you take that and you expense that piece when you sell it. And then the difference is the gain that you get from the price.
Yeah. You basically treat it just like if you had an office desk. And you expensed it out, and then you sold it, then you're going to have to recapture then take your loss, or or your profit, or whatever. But that's what you do. You treat it just like if it was office furniture. Okay.
I got you, Bob. I get it.
You got it. Okay. Okay. Okay, I saw somebody raise their hand. It went down quick. Ronald, yes.
Not live, am I? Oh yeah, there I am. Cool.
There you
hey,
go.
Bob. So I'm sure glad you did this presentation today and talking about the multi-level marketing people and how that comp plan compares to 7Ks. I kind of got in on unfortunately didn't get it on the very start of that. I'm assuming the recording will be available soon. But I actually encountered one of these guys recently. And so I thought, oh, that's fortuitous. And his first question was, okay, does yours, who's talking about our company, does yours pay only, he says, do you pay more than 63 cents per dollar? And I was like, I'm trying to figure out, what is he talking about, 63 cents per dollar? But
what he's asking is, what is the payout? Our payout is 65%.
Okay, so we are ahead of them then. Cool. Well, and when he sent me a comp plan and stuff, trying to convince me it was good stuff, and I was like, okay, it's some kind of thingamajig, health pills and beauty lotions, and then I looked at it and it was like 9 levels. It's like this monster thing, it's like you were talking about, and all these different bonuses that had to be achieved, and I'm like, this is, thank God I'm in 7K.
Exactly.
That's what I thought. So the answer to that question is 65 cents.
Yeah, when my whiteboard there started making those permanent circles and figures, I couldn't come back and show you, but it's real simple. If you've got to have 12 wide, and those all have separate group volumes, and all those multi-level tiered or multi-level plan, that's the way they're structured. In your binary, you get those same 12, you get to place them directly under other people. And all those group volumes come up to everybody else. It's the most motivating plan in the industry, because you only put them down under one another instead of separating all of them. And you actually have, I didn't go over all the advantages and disadvantages, but now you're asking the questions on what I trained about. You actually have fierce competition that erupts in your own group, and you as the leader become caught between a lot of wars. And that happened in my first multi-level marketing program. Even my people I personally sponsored, because see, something that happens in this group and this group over here, it's kind of like we have two sides. But if the reason I came up with the rules that I came up with and recommended people how to build and how to structure is because of these wars that erupted in the network marketing business of the multi-tier. But it's very vicious in the multi-tier business, because you don't get benefit. There is no putting them all down the group. This team here all are together, and this team here is all together no matter what. And so they should always work together, because they may not be on their pay lag, but it's still going to give them long-term residual income in their bank. And so you really should avoid, and it's easier to resolve differences in our structure, where it became almost impossible to resolve for me. And I was always in the middle of it. I'd have this leader here, and then maybe, you know, this leader, and both leaders would get aggravated with me because I wouldn't take their sides. And I was caught between what you call a rock and a proverbial hard place because you couldn't do it. But with our structure, that's the other advantage. Groups are placed underneath groups. Like, you know, Hawaii was placed underneath Brother Shane in Mississippi, right there on the coast. I keep forgetting the name of the little town he's in, right there on the coast, right down, you know, not too far from Gulfport. But because of all that volume, it motivated him, and he's a goal, and he's making $7,000, not every week, but he makes two $7,000 checks every month right now, and a $6,000 or a $5,000 when he doesn't make a $7,000 check. And he is the one that he gave me Kim Wiley, who won that other contest that everybody knows about. And then, and because of him, and he put a person in under Kim and placed him on the left, and that led to Phil Godlewski. And so all of Phil's business is on Shane's right side, Brother Shane's right side. Hawaii's on his right side. And so here he is fighting for our freedom of our country and teaching people about eternal salvation. I mean, what two better things can you teach about? and now, because he was in this business, and that huge team of Hawaii developed, of course, he had a big leg, but he had to do something to get paid. But he could have made a $500 check for the rest of his life, just with Kim. One person. But he had enough volume that if he'd rank up, and he did, he moved up, you know, to copper, to bronze, to silver, to gold, and in 2 months he was gold. He just went to work, and he started taking advantage of his current circle of influence, and he only did it one time. And he's about to start doing it all over again, but with real focus. So this year is going to be a big change for everybody in his current organization and Kim's, because a lot more things are about to start happening in that organization. And then we got more stuff happening. And Hawaii is not even in the business a year yet. I mean, Jim has been in the business over a year, but he was just a customer. He was that person I talked about tonight, just buying a coin and that volume building up. Until Brother Gary, Cheryl Toyofuku, and Colleen Nakamura got in, and then the group that followed with, you know, Tarita and her group, and Kealoha, and then Jim got really active, and he had you know, Jennifer, his wife, and the same thing happened to him, kind of like I explained again tonight, and that's changing so many people's lives, and that's going to happen around the world over and over and over and over again. And as we open every new country, even people that have just hung around the flagpole, as Richard says, and And that really came from our old mentor, Jim Rome. You know, people hang around the flagpole who do their learning, who do something every day to learn about their business and advance their business, are the people in the long term who win. And we all know that quitters never win. And there's a lot of truth to that philosophy. Quitters never can win. If they quit, they quit. They're out. They can't win. They cut themselves off from the best opportunity in the world. Literally, best financial opportunity in the world. And it's up to us to communicate that to other people. Any other questions? Yes, sir, Heather. Oh, that's my hand. I'm sorry. that's my mouse turns into a hand when I got it over somebody's name. Anybody? Y'all got it? Well, I'm gonna let y'all go if y'all satisfied. I'm gonna let y'all go back to work. Oh, okay, Kim. Yes, sir.
Just wanted to say, how did you like the family jeans?
I like your screen back there. That stacking of gold. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I've been noticing it ever since you've been on, because it catches your attention. I think everybody else can see it too. Well, I'm gonna say good night to everyone. I guess you know what I need to do, even on a Q&A, and because I talk income and I talk money, you know, and it's kind of the right thing to do, because we all want to protect this business. And since I'm making my videos public for everyone to use, I have to show the income disclosure statement at the end, but encourage people to go ahead and get it and read it. And because these income possibilities are real averages and real numbers for the people, not only today, but more importantly, people in the future have even a greater chance to make even greater income. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope it was a good learning session.